We're here to present our project azple.com. We're very happy to be here in this context of the art fair. We're here on a bit of weird or special mission because we're giving out art for free, basically. And art for free, it's something very particular in this context of the art fair, of course, but it's something that is also very interesting for us somehow to test how it works. The project azple.com started already 5 years ago. So 2005, we had the first edition by Annelies Kost. But before talking about the editions themselves, I wanted to hand over or give the word to my colleague, Annie Wu, who is sitting next to me. And we're doing this project together. And actually, the main idea, for the concept, it was her idea. So Annie, maybe you just say a few words about how you came up with this whole idea.
So the project started 2005. I came up with the idea in September, and I was among some friends, and we were talking about how PDF is getting quite something that you would use a lot at that time. And a lot of people were thinking about creating magazines or PDFs with I mean, I don't know, that you can just read on the computer. Then one friend suggested maybe like art and writing. But then I guess the idea came out, and it's really the time that you bring it out. I mean, this idea is not new, I think. PDFs, everyone uses it. But I think it was just being really quick and just do it. So I thought, okay, if I don't do it now, it won't happen. So I decided to think of who I would like to collaborate, and Mirjam came up, and I decided that I could ask Mirjam because she knows all the artists, and that was a good link to get best-selling artists to be willing to contribute.
Yeah, because the whole idea, like the main concept for those who don't know yet, maybe, it's that we invite artists like Nedko Solakov or Marc Bauer, sitting also here with us today. We invite these artists to contribute with an edition, with an artwork that they conceive for this website, azple.com, and then we offer it for 3 months to be downloaded for free. So it's downloadable all over the world for 3 months, and you can collect art for free, basically. You can print it out, and then you can frame it, you can give it away, you can do whatever you want with it, and it's a kind of a challenge, of course, also for the artists to participate in this project, because they don't know how often the work will be downloaded, what will people do with it, what is the destiny of the artwork. They don't know this. And also the edition, it's not fixed in advance. It's fixed by the audience. So if a lot of people like the edition, they download it thousands and thousands of times, and so the artists don't know how many editions are really being there out in the world somehow. And this was really interesting for us to test. And as Annie said, I work also as a curator at Kunsthaus Zurich, and I have a lot of contacts, of course, with artists. And both of the artists that are sitting here, I work with them also in other occasions. So the idea is we started, and we invited as a first artist Annelies Kost in 2005. And maybe we can turn on the internet screen now so that you can also see how the website looks like. This is the latest edition. It's of Alexandra Mir. It's still downloadable right now, but only for a few more days. And then it will enter a kind of this archive section, which is this back issues here. So the back issues are then still possible to look them, but you can't download it anymore. So it's only for 3 months that you can download the artwork, and this is also why it's called azple, which means A to Z, public, limited editions. So the editions are limited by time and not by the artists, let's say, in advance of what the number would be. So we did so far 12 editions, and it was important for us to have a range of artists that are participating, from young artists to give them like kind of a platform, but of course also to invite very important artists and also market-wise successful artists. Like, for example, here we see Androvequa's edition, and or Adrian Pazzi. You see all the names. So it's a range of artists that, as I said, it's important for us also to have to play with the economic value and the market value of art, of the general idea of what is the value of art. And in this sense, it was also interesting to invite an artist, like to link this project to the 60s, to the ideas of the artist's book. So that's why we invited Lorenz Wiener also to participate. Lorenz Wiener, who was like doing in the 60s these Xerox books, like working a lot with reproduction of artworks and giving them away, and to link this idea now to the internet. 2007, we were inviting Nedko, Solakov, and you see the edition here in the back. And with Nedko, I was working before already for a show, and we knew each other, and I knew that somehow this could be something that could be interesting for his artistic practice and your way of working also, of playing with the whole mechanisms of art, the art world, the art market. And Nedko, I don't know, maybe you can say a few words about how you conceived this idea and this for free and all that.
I really like the idea that you can download for free. Basically, part of my practice is to offer such kind of little things also for free. Because whenever I do tiny little interventions, either on the booth, like it's here at Galleria Continua, or in other museum type of spaces, usually at the beginning I didn't get fees at all. Even though later I get some kind of fee, most of the time it's very symbolic, or I just refuse to take a fee and just to give it to the audience in a way. The way I'm talking to you right now, this is the way I'm doing these little things on the walls. And I'm really curious what the people can do with these things, which they can download them, and are they going to stick them in their kitchen or send as a, I don't know, as a postcard to somebody? Hopefully they are done in such a way that the people, they can read the texts. I don't know, can you read the text now? But I really like the idea, that's why I agreed to participate in this project.
So this idea of what they can do is what people do with our editions. These are the pictures that we brought to you here in the back, just to give you an idea of what people do with the editions. And some, as you said, they just stick it on the door to the kids' room. We have also people like from around the world who sent us these images. You have friends that sent some.
Yeah, there's one from Osaka and one from Brazil. The others are from Switzerland, somewhere in Switzerland. I think it's what the main idea with the internet was, that it was accessible to everyone. beyond this whole art market thing and beyond this whole art fair, which is why that was the main idea when I came up with that even people who cannot afford, which is what this whole fair is about, putting up the prices of a lot of works, and I thought that maybe people, normal, what shall I say? People can just have art at home too, without having to be part of this in a way. So,
Exactly.
yeah, it's a very simple idea, actually.
So yeah, it was somehow interesting for us, of course, to be here now in this context of the art fair. And what we wanted to do basically is like to divide this talk into two parts. First, like we talk a little bit and say some things about the concept, and then we really wanted to use this platform to give out art for free in this very commercialized context. So what we do today is we open up the whole archive, which normally you can't download anymore, but which is only there to be viewed. So we offer all this archive with all the editions that have been done so far. You see the list of the names: Annelies Kost, Shirana Shabazi, David Shrigley, Sao Fai, Lawrence Wiener, Loredana Sperini, Nedko Solakov, Adrian Pazzi, Andro Vekwa, Marc Bauer, Francis Alice, and now we offer today, especially for everybody who is here also, the new edition, which was done by Maurizio Cattelan, and which will go online soon then, but here it's a kind of preview and pre-download for everybody who brought any kind of storage device like USB stick, iPhone, iPad, whatever you have. But first, I wanted to ask Marc maybe how you conceived the idea and what was your approach, because it's interesting that some artists choose to give like one work. You see some of the editions hanging here on that wall. Like Lawrence, he said he would be happy to share 2 pages with the audience. Nedko, he gave us 7 pages, and Marc gave us like 25 pages. So maybe.
Well, the idea is that usually I work in set of drawings, and I think it was very. Of course, collectors, according their money, they can buy a big set or a small set. But what was interesting in this case was to have a huge set for free, and that you can decide to print it and do an installation at your place, but you can also decide to change every month the drawing, or you can just, use it. Yeah, there is several options, but I think that it was exciting for me that absolutely everybody can have the whole set and the whole narration of the work. So that was the idea of these 24 drawings.
Yeah. So the two artists here, they were both working with drawings, but we have all different kinds of works. We have photographs, like Francis Alice ones, the Turista photograph, and the next one, Maurizio, is also photograph. We have different kinds of, Shirana also was a series of photographs. Shirana's work was basically a selection of photos that she took on her travels around the world. And it was somehow interesting to use this idea of a travel diary and traveling around the world, because of course all the editions are traveling around the world too. So,
Shrigley?
I don't know, I mean, do you...
Actually, Shrigley's the...
It's over there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Actually, Shrigley is the most popular one.
David Shrigley ones. Like this.
But Marc, yours is in Osaka. There's a your
yeah?
it's in Osaka.
Cool.
One up there. So.
So I think now we can just offer you art if you have a USB stick.
And if you have questions first, of
yeah.
course, we're happy to answer questions. Yeah. What, can you say it again?
300
What is the
DPI.
resolution?
300 DPI.
And like the main ideas of the format is basically to have it A4, because this is the regular home printer that people have. So, but some of the artists decided also to use A3. So it's either A4 or A3, because these are the regular formats that you can print out.
But they give us this format, but we can actually print it A2, as you can see over there. So it's 300 DPI is enough.
It's very unfair.
It's unfair.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have advertised that.
What is unfair?
It's unfair because we haven't brought anything to download the art.
But we mentioned to bring all the like USB sticks and, well, where?
Where?
We send it out to, so what should we do with that?
You can get a friend who has an iPhone or a USB stick. No?
You can leave your name. You can leave me your email and then we somehow figure it out. Okay, we find out solution.
Yeah, so it's open now, I guess, right?
Yes, it's open, please.
We have the files. Anyone who wants free art?
There's another question.
Free art.
Free art, come on.
Good.
You can also print it. If in case you didn't bring your USB stick, you can also print. We have a printer here.
If they're
So,
smart, we could send the editions if they're smart.
Yeah.
But they don't.
So